5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? This is Joev14, and I am here with Jeyo.
Oh, am I supposed to go first this
Yeah.
time?
We talked about that.
Jeyo.
Yes, hello.
That's all you're gonna
Hello.
That's all I'm
Hello,
going to say
Jeyo.
because as I said in the last episode, it seems a little funny to be saying I'm from this podcast because I obviously am. But if Meso goes first, then it seems more prudent for me to say that I'm from this podcast to clarify that I'm not from TTV like him.
Exactly.
just
It makes a
go
lot
home.
of sense. And now I'm me. So. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. From the TTV podcast.
Yep.
Now, what's on the agenda today, guys?
Let's start off with Nerf because it's probably going to be a more on-demand topic. So this past week, let's see, the Mega Centurion, the Revonix 360, and the Rapidstrike were all released in the United States. Although some of them have already been out at Toys R Us, and some of them are still a bit slow to get to Walmart and Target, which is kind of annoying because they're supposed to be here this past week, and a lot of people are hyped about it, especially the Mega Centurion.
Yeah.
Personally, I am not that excited about the Mega Centurion. $50 seems like a bit much when already the Rapidstrike and all the other elite guns are getting 75 feet, so an
But
extra...
Joe,
What?
it's amazing.
It's also $50. It's more than the Rapidstrike, which is pretty amazing because the Stampede at its debut was $55 or $65, depending on where you got it. And the Rapidstrike is now $40, which is a huge price drop because it's upgraded. It's missing some of its attachments that the Stampede had, but it's got the extra range, so it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
And the price is pretty fair, $40 for that. It's a full auto 18 shot gun, blaster, whatever.
Yeah.
And the Mega Centurion is just a whopping $50, and that just seems like a lot to me because it's basically a more powerful long shot, and the long shot was 30.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
So if I were to get it, I would definitely wait until it went on sale
Makes
or
sense.
on Black Friday. The most I'm excited about is the Revonix because it's just cool how it has a 30 disc drum that's second only to the Pyragon, which was $40, which is kind of a little bit high. And yeah.
Yeah.
And the Revonix is pretty cool because it flips the discs from vertically to horizontally, and also you can stick discs right into the side. You don't have to pull out a clip or drum or whatever and go through this long, tedious process. You just slam it in the side, load it, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
That is handy.
On-the-fly loading is very underrated.
But then they haven't done that very much, have they?
No, not really, except for single shotguns. Most high ammo capacity guns have a complicated drum or clip that comes out that you have to load, and it takes an eternity, and it's usually easier just to have another clip on you. But with this, it's going to be a lot easier. You don't have to go grab another clip. You don't have to worry about pulling it out. You just stick it in the side and you're ready. and I'm gonna wait until Black Friday to get it because it's currently $40, and that seems like a bit
Ouch.
much to me. So 20 to 25 on Black Friday seems a little bit more reasonable.
I'm with you there. Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've found waiting till Black Friday for most things is now becoming a need because I can't really stand buying brand new things because they're way overpriced.
If you feel like embracing the madness that that day brings, I wish you all the best.
Ow.
I myself
So-
will not be.
I found this interesting video that
Did you know?
somebody made they're called Dude Perfect. See if I can get this to work. Yay, I did. And here's a link. Just a cool little snapshot of video of the 3 new blasters and some crazy stuff these 5 guys do with them.
The bow. That was outstanding.
Yep.
I liked that wall shot bounce into the pins. The best.
Jay, are you done watching it?
That was a cool video. Had some nice. Well, didn't care too much for the music, but the camera angles and such were pretty cool.
Yeah, the music kind of lame.
Ground zero. Da, 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 da. Live performance by Meso.
Impressive.
Anyway.
We're gonna have to copyright that, though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That stinks.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Just
anyway,
carry on.
So, I believe that's it for the Nerf stuff.
Really?
There isn't really a whole
There
lot
isn't
to
anything
say.
else?
No, not really.
No.
Oh, there was one other thing.
Okay.
Nothing definitive yet, though. There's supposed to be a Zombiestrike
What this again?
version of Winchester shotgun or something like that. Though there are no pictures at all, and there's nothing that really says it's real. It's called the Zombie Rough Cut. So the Rough Cut's already a blaster, and maybe they just accidentally put the word zombie in front of it. I'd also like to know what the heck that person's viewing that on.
Yeah.
In the second picture, what is that, like a Game Boy Color? It does look like that.
Well. Yeah.
True, so that's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that. Not the 1999, not the Expect More Pay Less, not even the Zombie Rough Cut. It's the Game Boy Color.
Is that the picture of it at the end there?
No, that's not. It's just someone who took a picture of a rough cut, made it orange, and added that axe to it. That's not real.
Huh.
There are no photos of the actual blaster yet, and there's no guarantee that it actually even exists.
Well,
It's a possibility that
this
they just actually like the word zombie in
Zombiestrike
front of
thing.
it.
I don't know about this.
This gun is an actual gun. It just is blue. It's an elite.
Yeah.
One other thing, actually, funny you mention it. There is something called Nerf Elite Range P.A.K accessory, which apparently stands for Precision Action Kit.
Really.
And basically what it is it's a pouch that can hold ammo, clips, and darts. But what bugs me is the fact that it holds 12 dart magazines, and that doesn't make any sense because that is currently the only magazine that Nerf does not release by itself. It only comes with other blasters. They release the 18 and the 6 dart clips separately. But they don't sell the 12 dart clips. If they were to release the 12 dart clips separately for maybe like, I don't know, $5, $10 or something, or if this comes, I don't know, yeah, it probably doesn't come with clips because it's already out. But if they release 12 dart clips separately, I'd be more into buying this probably.
Yeah.
Because people are always scrambling for a way to carry more ammo, and it does
That's
get
the
annoying.
truth.
on the field because the clips and stuff are so huge and they're so awkward to carry around, and you gotta figure out better ways to carry them. Otherwise, you're just stuck with one really high ammo capacity drum or something, and then when that runs out, you're done.
Yeah.
$10 seems pretty fair for it too.
I'd say so.
Wondering if it actually comes with darts or not. Not that it matters a whole lot. I've got hundreds of darts.
Matters to me.
Hundreds
I don't
upon
have that many.
hundreds of darts.
Yep. So I think that is finally it for the Nerf section. Second segment. I suppose we can start with Starship Damrey.
Wait, what is that? Another game?
It's a game. I suppose I can grab you guys a link. It's part of a game, P.A.K. Have you heard of this before, Meso?
I'd be lying if I said I have. But enlighten me.
Oh.
I'm always willing to learn new things.
So, level 5, the people who made Professor Layton released these miniature games that people are making. It's like one programmer makes one game, another programmer makes another game, and they've created a bunch of these small kind of, I don't know the word to describe. They're not meant to be part of a series. They're not meant to be particularly long. They're just kind of displays of what each of the programmers can do on their own. The first one was called Guild 01. It's a pack that comes with 4 games, only 3 released in the US. One's called Liberation Maiden, the second one's called Arrow Porter, and the third one is called Crimson Shroud.
Huh.
I have not played any of these, and I personally think the ones from Guild 02 pack look more interesting.
You gotta play them
Those
all.
are Attack of the Friday Monsters, Bugs vs. Tanks, and then the Starship Damrey, which is by far, I looked through all 3 of these and I chose to buy just one, which was the Starship Damrey, and it was quite amusing.
Sorry.
Interesting.
What's so funny?
Jokes are funny, Joev. Jokes are funny.
But I didn't hear a joke in jail laugh.
There's always a joke in life. I like this one, Bugs versus Tanks. I think that one thing is the most promising.
Let's see if I can get you guys a video of the Starship Damrey video, the trailer. Here we go. So the first bit is just the game programmers discussing it, so if you want to actually get to the actual gameplay, skip to the 55-second mark.
Kind of reminds me of Portal.
Yeah. Just a
Why?
little bit.
It reminds me a lot of Metroid.
I can see
Well, I
that
don't know
as
what
well.
that is, so.
Jove, you... Not Jove, why is that Jove? Jeyo, you... know nothing.
Regarding video games, that is.
How do you know what Portal is then?
Well, Portal's kinda everywhere.
I know some things.
Okay, good.
I was interested to see what Portal was, so I looked at some videos of walkthroughs.
Uh-huh.
Well, walkthroughs are videos, but yeah. I looked at a few of those.
This game
So,
looks
like,
pretty
was-
intriguing.
Starship Damrey?
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, when you actually play it, it will remind you a lot of Metroid, just the way it's set up with all the different chambers. You know how, like, the older games are always better, the 2D ones were so much better.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same setup, although it's from the top view, so you're walking on a map, and it's from the top instead of from the side, so it's 3-dimensional, but you don't really... There are 2 floors to the building, but it's not really a ton of space. So, for the most part, it's like Metroid in the aspect that it's 2-dimensional from the top view, although you're in a 3D environment. I mainly bought this game for the puzzle solving stuff, and I kind of freaked myself out when I started playing it, and there are some parts of it that are pretty scary in my opinion. I had another friend of mine play it, and he said he doesn't think it's scary at all. That's just his own personal opinion, or he's faking it, or he's just not scared of anything.
Some people are fearless in life.
Some people are just dumb.
Some people are dumb in life. That is a
They're
fact.
dumb because they're not scared of something.
Quite.
Mm-hmm.
Quite.
Fear
Well, one would be
exists for a
dumb if
reason.
they weren't scared of like a tractor bearing down on them.
What on earth?
Scared enough
Of
to get out of the
all
way.
things,
That's the first thing that comes to your mind,
tractor.
Jeyo. A tractor.
Tractor?
It was the first thing that popped into my mind
What on earth?
of
Anyway.
imminent death.
Do you
and
have
somebody
do
isn't
you have
scared, so they don't get out of the way.
Jeyo?
Then
Jeyo,
that
do you
would
have
be stupid.
nightmares
But
about tractors.
what? No, it just
Yeah.
happened to pop into my mind at that moment. No particular reason.
So Meso, you should really play this game. What's also kind of cool is, although it's a very fun game, it's only about probably 3 to 4 hours to play through the entire game on your first go. Although you'll probably want to replay it one other time because there's a secret to it that is kind of hard to unlock without seeing the ending, because it kind of gives you some hints in the final cutscene that give you hints for when you play through it again, something that you can do to change the ending. But it's not that long of a game, although I do highly recommend it, and I think it'd be awesome if you played it because it's a lot like Metroid. I just have a feeling it's your kind of game.
Well, thank you for the recommendation. I just may check it out when I'm done with the backlog of other things I need to do.
That's the main thing. I'm worried about the fact that you have so many games.
Yeah.
I counted through my games that I've bought recently, and there are currently 9 that I haven't played through.
What on earth?
Which is shocking, because there are often times, or it used to be very often, that I'd have like one game that I was playing and dying to get another one because I was so bored with it.
Huh.
Now I've got 9 different games.
I have 3 different
I haven't.
games.
Which ones?
Skyrim, Deus Ex Human Revolution, and Crisis.
Whatever
Do you know what
happened to
any of those
Borderlands?
are? Oh, I'm still playing that. Haven't beaten that, but
Same again. I've heard of Deus Ex.
Elder Scrolls, Skyrim.
Yep.
And then Crisis.
I've heard of Skyrim,
Never heard of Crisis.
not the other
Okay.
ones though.
Well, I think I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it though.
Yeah. I got them all as part of I got the first 2 as Christmas gifts way back when. Played them through the month of January, then got bogged down with other things and have not went back to them because they're long RPGs. Crisis I got for like $5 on a sale recently. Immediately got usurped by Borderlands 2, which I have still been playing somewhat. Anyway,
Who
this game looked
doesn't
fun.
know what Elder Scrolls Skyrim is? I mean,
At this
besides
point,
Jeyo.
well, he knows what it is. He just said
Okay, good.
it's pretty much,
Everybody knows what Skyrim is.
yeah. So how about that there Star Wars Rebels? Should we mention that at all?
I suppose.
May as well.
Alright, I guess we can start our 3rd segment, Star Wars
Speaking of
Rebels. Do you want to
segments.
give me a link, Meso? I have seemed to have misplaced this link.
Well,
I think I might have
you're
left it on my
very
nightstand.
confident. No, not confident. What was I saying? Confident. You're very reliable. Confident. You're anything but confident. Yeah, we shouldn't do Rebels. It's just not going to warrant enough discussion. Well, you know what? I'm going to make it warrant discussion. Okay, this is Star Wars Rebels. Logo, concept art revealed. So first off, this logo. Look at the bright, vibrant orange color, rusted, they use for the logo. Behind the black coloring of the letters Star Wars, we have a bright orange that slowly fades into a dark orange to the point where when it reaches the Rebels TM logo, it is entirely rusted orange. This must signify a continuing darkening pattern in the series, and by the end of the show, it will barely even resemble its former self. The light-hearted tone shall be gone, replaced with doom and gloom, leading to... Anyway, I'm done. It's a logo.
Meso,
On the
I
contrary,
have a few things.
I have faith that they will make the rebels win at almost every turn.
Meso.
In
It's
other words, I
stan-
really hope they don't do that, but I'm afraid they
They
will.
probably will.
Meso.
Yes.
It's standard Star Wars Rebels text, and yet you made it sound interesting.
Because the secret is in the orange. Joe, orange is such a
Yup.
orange is such an interesting color.
Uh-huh. Funny you mention I see. Oh wait, that's a speck of dust on my screen.
It does look stylistically different than Clone Wars, based on that concept art alone.
I suppose the logo's like nothing compared to the other stuff. So, wow, you did make that interesting. Mesa, were you just ranting for a little while?
Was I ranting? Would you call that
It's
ranting?
ranting?
I suppose you could. I've never heard you rant.
I'm gonna rant about this concept art, okay? First of all, well, first it's not interesting. Second one, TIE fighters flying down on an unidentified planet, and it appears as if one is struck by something, causing it to crash land and splinter into several pieces, which then fly off and get buried in what appears to be a sand dune, with smoke coming up at multiple different points, one of which on a mountainous rocky thing, and one on the ground. Now, here we have a color which would appear to be some sort of tan, yellow hybrid mix. What is this area? Is this a known planet? Is it a new planet? What's the deal?
It looks like one of the planets they introduced in the Clone Wars.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Episode 14 with those little people, or like squirrels or monkeys or something.
What?
Yeah, those guys.
I don't think that's
So basically,
it, though.
And
TIE
they had-
fighters are getting attacked by squirrels in their crash, forming two parallel.
Yes, Meso.
There was a Separatist commander who was this fat Neomodia named Lock Dirt, I
Oh
believe.
my
What on
gosh, you
earth?
remembered.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but they're like pacifists and they don't like fighting, and somehow they got sucked into the war because a clone frigate crashed there, and the separatists attacked, and they were dragged in, and in the end
They're
they agreed to fight.
Yeah, they're extreme pacifists. Their leader was willing to let the Separatists trample all over them.
Welp.
And
So
he was
you're a
supposed
pacifist
wise.
in that you let people kill you, you just don't kill them back.
Yeah, that sounds quite logical.
Yelp.
Now, what else is logical? My analysis of the color orange. So anyway,
But
to
Meso,
continue.
Meso,
Yes.
what about your analysis of the color blue?
Okay, you want me to do the first picture? I'll do the first picture. So here we have some sort of space battle. You have multiple different TIE fighters and several vehicles, of which I do not know their names. Joe, what are their names?
Frigate. I don't recognize them, but they're some sort of frigate. I
Okay.
know that much.
Some sorts of frigates having a space battle with TIE fighters. Now here, they're overlooking a planet that appears to be a certain shade of blue, overlooking space, which appears to be a certain shade of black.
A shade of black.
And several frigates, which appear to be several shades. And
Cracking up.
there is the most important detail of this picture about the otherwise bland landscape. We have a color which shines out above all else to bring a vibrant sense of
Great.
uniqueness into the picture, and that is green. Two.
Oh,
No, not
laser
two.
bolts.
Double the two. 4
I
bolts
count
of
at least
green.
16. Some are
16.
behind, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 visible.
4 prominent bolts of green illuminating the picture, providing hope for the rebels. It's a sign. Is used to signify
But
positive
Meso,
positivity.
those shots are coming from the TIE fighter, and they're trying to shoot the rebels down.
Don't question my logic. You guys.
So, speaking of the rebels, so there's this ship in the middle. I
Yeah, what the heck is
can't
that?
remember what I believe they call it the Ghost. Apparently, it's a ship that's supposed to recreate the Millennium Falcon because they wanted something new. However, they wanted to have the same feel. Basically, what they're trying to do is create a new iconic thing for kids to look at. Because you know how adults these days, they say stuff like, when they saw the first Star Wars movie, the thing that stands out the most was the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So they kind of want to do that again, but now with something else.
Makes sense.
I think it looks like a piece of junk.
do.
Well, so did
The Millennium
so
Falcon.
did Luke when he first saw the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. It's probably super fast, super cool on the inside, super lame on the outside.
I would certainly hope so.
Otherwise, they are probably going to get shot down by those next sets of green, vibrant laser bolts.
I'm glad you threw that word in there. It shows I wasn't entirely wasting my time.
Okay. So, thank you everyone for listening. This was our 17th episode of Infinite Inspiration Incorporated Facecast.
Yeah.
And I was here.
Meso, go first.
Whispering is still caught on the recording, and Jeyo, you should go first.
But then...
Go first!
Okay, sure. Yes, you are here with Jeyo from this podcast.
And Mesonak from the TTV podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everyone. It means so
Yow.
much to us.
Yeah, wait, what? So I think that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Are you gonna say goodbye? Are you gonna say have a happy Wednesday? You gonna
Live long and prosper. May the force be with you.
Okay, I'll do it for you. I have experience with this. Thank you all for listening to the latest episode of Triple I Facecast. We will see you all next time. Please have a happy day. We appreciate your viewership. Goodbye.